Queen Liana, don't be no Benihana. She done been through lots of drama. Shit the way to 50 llama. She done work. Almost dropped 200 pounds. Put in work. You can't keep this woman down.
I found out Biggest Loser come in town. I was like, this is my moment. This is my second chance. This is my second win. I'm about to go. They about to, you know, so they make you do like a home video and audition. So that was the first time. Oh my goodness. She taped my home video. That was the first time. I'm not gonna do this. It was the first time that I was ever transparent, like with my body. Like I was losing weight, and people noticed if you were in my life. You know, it's like, oh, you're losing weight. I'm like, you know, but like I wasn't like on YouTube, like sharing my story, all that. That actually came out of me applying for The Biggest Loser, making this video. I mean, I could not believe I exposed my body like I did in my story, but I was desperate. And I was like, I guess the more transparent you are, the more likely they are to let you on the show. So, okay, let's do this. Like, I'm like, I gotta win. Like, I mean, it's not, I gotta get on. Like, and I'm sending my video to people. I don't know why. I'm just like, pray for me. And I'm like sending my video out to, I'm posting them. I don't know what I was thinking. Like, I just handed my whole story over to people to just watch. Like, what am I wasn't thinking, I was desperate. I was like, and I'm like, y'all just pray. Here, pray for this. So I found out, kinda, that's a long story, I won't get it, that I didn't make the show, and I was, it took me out. And then I had a moment with Jesus. I was sitting on the floor in my living room watching the latest season of The Biggest Loser, and this girl's on the ranch, and I'm like, you know, you cheering them on like they're the homie, and I'm like, you can do this. And I'm thinking like, she lost 100 pounds, that's amazing. And she looked at me and I was like, I did that. And I did that without The Biggest Loser. And it's not about The Biggest Loser, I think The Biggest Loser is amazing. But I did that, you know? And I'm sitting there and I'm like, without a wrench, and without a Bob, and without a Jillian, and without an at-home gym, and a, you know, very strict kitchen that doesn't even have options for me to mess up with. You know, like I did that. Not saying I can't overeat on healthy food, because you can still do that. But I had a moment, and I was sitting on my floor, and my computer was open, and then pictures just started going by my screen. I didn't touch it. But pictures from like my journey of me overweight and losing weight, and just pictures like God brought to the screen, like just pictures going by, and it was as if He was saying, if I brought you this far, do you think I would leave you here? Like that I would bring you this past year of your life for you to get to this point and just not help you anymore? You know, and from that point, I was like, you know what? I already put my story out there. What can I do to help myself go the next leg? You know, and so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start these videos every Tuesday. I'm gonna check in, because it became a source of accountability for me. You gotta have accountability that works for you. We'll talk about that later. Accountability is great, but it has to be accountability that actually works for you. Yeah. So for me, I was like, I'm gonna check in. I'm gonna start my own blog, and that's where Watch Queen Lose came from, like Biggest Loser. Watch Queen Lose. I'm gonna start my own show. So like I created a blog, and my videos were so, now I act like I'm a pro, but my videos were just, I'm like this close to the camera, and I'm just talking about my goals for the week, and then I just, you know, I put it out there, and I'm like 2 views, 3 views, it doesn't matter. It was just about that consistency. Next thing you know, I mean, people hitting me up left and right, watching my videos. I'm talking about things that they're like, I thought I was the only one who experienced that. I thought I was the only one, you know, because I would be transparent, like, yo, the towel went around my body today. But who thinks about that when that's not your reality, whether or not a towel can fit around your body? I hear that crossing your legs is bad for your posture. I don't care, because I can cross my legs. And there was a time that I couldn't cross my legs. Like every little thing, I was on the treadmill. The first time I got on elliptical in my life, I couldn't last 7 minutes. You know how discouraging that was? You know, and but there were different milestones and goals I would set for myself. And some of them were weight goals, some of them were just goals. I want to do 10 push-ups nonstop, or I want to do, you know, so that it wasn't all about the scale. You know, because that can become overwhelming as well. And that's not the only definition of strength or success or conquering on this journey. So anyway, that's really, and so along the way, and people becoming a part of my story and being encouraged by it, I'm like, that is why I didn't make The Biggest Loser. Because I'm normal. I'm your everyday person who had to determine in their own life, in their own set of circumstances, that if I don't ever get a Ranch, if I don't ever get a Jill, if I don't ever get a Bob, Jillian, if I don't ever get a Bob, that my life is worth fighting for. And that I can do this. And so God, I didn't have an example. And I realized that he did not allow me to make The Biggest Loser because he wanted me to be an example for people who would never, which is most people.
Yeah.
Never just get to leave their family. Never get to leave work for a couple of months to go live on a ranch. I think it's amazing that they got that opportunity. But what about the people? And then it encourages, we watch TV and we're like, I'm going to put the ice cream up because this person is doing a marathon, you know, at 200 pounds or whatever. Or lost 200 pounds and doing a marathon. But God showed me, Liana, it was intentional that if I would have made The Biggest Loser, I would never be able to reach people like you guys. The same way. You know, the everyday average person who needs to get up, go to work. And I was even lucky at my stage in life. I didn't have a family. I didn't have a husband. It was just me. But what about the mom? What about that has her family and she has her husband, she has work and she has... How do you come to the point in your life, regardless of your circumstance, where you decide this is so important to me that it is worth me being relentless and diligent and resilient and pursue after this in everyday life? So you adjust your schedule, yes. You find it, like, I'm not saying you don't make adjustments to your, clearly we have to make adjustments all the time for things that we want and that are worth it. But you can't make adjustments like quit life and go lose weight. You know what I'm saying? Like, they get to, you know, you don't get to do that. You don't get to quit life to go lose weight and then return life. But let me tell you what's more powerful. When you learn how to do this in your everyday life, it's more lasting. Because you've learned, because there's no fast food for them to avoid. There's no family function for them to have to walk into where the whole family is not on your plan. You know, and you have to make decisions and maneuver. Or you bring that dessert that only you gonna eat, but oh well, because there needs to be an option here that you can eat. I used to do stuff like that. Here are my guilt-free brownies. Y'all want some? Cool. But this is what I'm eating.
Yeah.
You know, and my family started to do crazy things like, I think about it now and it just amazes me. They would still have their food and they would intentionally have options there for me to eat. I'm like, because they started to respect my journey.
Exactly.
They started to respect my journey and see, like, Liana is serious. And so they would be like, and it's so funny, they're like, you can't have vegetables too? They're like, yeah, we got vegetables. I'm like, did you get vegetables? I'm trying to lose weight because we should all be eating vegetables.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't even just like, I would make jokes about that or whatever, but like, they still do that like church functions. They'd be like, we got vegetables, like when they feed the pastor, like, we couldn't have vegetables if I wasn't coming?
Okay.
Like, but whatever, I don't care. I'm grateful for the vegetables. Can y'all eat them too though?
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, The Biggest Loser, shows like that, they're amazing, but I care more about helping people to overcome right here, right now, where you are. So, because of my story, it empowered me. I didn't have an example, I became the example, and in hopes that I can be an example for somebody else and help empower you guys where you are to do what you gotta do. Because if I can do it, anybody can do it because I'm normal. I was regular, I'm still regular, I doubt myself today after losing 180 pounds because that's the normal person does, right? You come through all crazy kind of stuff in life and for some reason you come up against something else and you doubt that you can do it. As if the last 50 million things God didn't just help you overcome. We have this, you know, little faith sometimes, or we tend to forget that it's the same God. And so for me, I want people to know the same God that helped me, the same tools that helped me. And when I say tools, I learned them along the way and I packaged them to helpfully help you guys. But the same tools that I use are accessible to everybody. You know, you just have to know them. Anyway, so that's a little bit of my story. I can answer any questions, but you know, that's me. Sometimes I see these pictures and I'm like, that's not me. Like, I get excited all over again. Like, so you get used to where you are, and then sometimes I gotta remember, like, how did I do that? Like, I have moments like, is that the same part? Like, I get overwhelmed. Like, that is all my stomach right there. Like, I don't know how I did that. And this is pre-surgery. So you guys know I got my excess skin removed in this area right here. So this flat. So I'm just like, I can do that. Like, anyway, I look at it like, is that me? So why are we here?